Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's body returned to his birthplace for burial as the war on Iran continues. Here's everything you need to know. After a 7-day procession that crossed borders, Iran's former Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei's body was buried in Mashhad, his city of birth. His coffin and those of his family members, killed in the same US-Israeli attack back in February, were carried through the streets of the city, surrounded by thousands of mourners marching towards the Imam Reza Shrine, the burial site. Early on Thursday morning, his body was flown into the city after 2 days in Iraq, in the holy cities of Najaf and Karbala, and was carried through the Shia Islam's holiest shrines, including the mausoleum of Imam Ali and that of Imam Hussein. It is estimated that over 15 million people have attended the funeral since it began on July 3, marking it as one of the largest funerals in history. In comparison, the funeral of the late Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei in 1989 saw 10 million people gather in the streets across the 4-day procession. But the last day of Khamenei's funeral had a different feel, as it was as much a political message from the Iranian people as it was an expression of grief. If we go back to the first day of the funeral, it was Iranian leaders and clerics who delivered anti-American messages of revenge, which saw many Iranians follow their lead. This time, Iranians themselves seemed to send that message of defiance, holding banners and chanting slogans such as "Death to America" and "Kill Trump." There was a show of unity, even more so than what we have seen over the past 7 days, including from Iranians online who are critical of the IRGC, saying that this is not just a funeral of a leader, but a protest against the illegal war that the US and Israel started against Iran, and one that the Americans seem to have continued. US Central Command confirmed the US has hit 170 targets across Iran over 2 days. In strikes, it said were in retaliation for Iranian strikes on commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Some of those targets were bridges leading to Mashhad, where Khamenei's funeral was expected to end. They also targeted Bushehr, the port city that hosts Iran's nuclear power plant, but Iranian state media denied it was hit. They did, however, report that these most recent US strikes have killed about 14 people and wounded dozens more. And Tehran hit back, targeting several Gulf countries, including Qatar, Bahrain, and Kuwait, with the majority of the strikes intercepted. Jordan was also targeted, with 8 Iranian missiles intercepted over its capital, Amman. No casualties or damages were reported. It's hard to believe that just a few days earlier, the US and Iran were engaged in ongoing talks following the signing of a memorandum of understanding on June 17. That now seems to have been thrown out the window over a dispute regarding the Strait of Hormuz. It's not clear how much longer the attacks will continue, or whether this is even considered a formal return to war. As Iran lays its leader to rest, the focus now shifts from honoring the dead to deciding how far it is prepared to go in the war ahead.